Before we get going, here's a quick message from HubSpot. Everybody loves winning more than losing. It's science, trust me. That's why we're officially naming 2024 the Year of the Win. And Sales Hub from HubSpot is here for all the W's. This all-in-one platform has all the right tools and insights to power the right conversations. Also, you can win more deals, win more revenue, and win more customers for life. I love the sound of winning. Sales Hub is a dream come true for sellers. Visit HubSpot.com/sales to stop dreaming and start selling with Sales Hub. Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, February 5th. I'm John Weigell here with Ben Berkley, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. A new-ish Cameo-like app developed in 2021 is taking off right now. Intro lets you schedule a 15-minute meeting or more with your favorite CEO or entrepreneur. Of course, these meetings can be super expensive, but is that face-to-face time worth the price tag? We'll get into that and much more, but first let's give you the hits and headlines today across business and tech. First up, Meta added $197 billion to its market value on Friday, the biggest single-day gain ever, with CEO Mark Zuckerberg's fortune jumping to over $28 billion. Now, why is that? First of all, profits are way up, and second of all, Wall Street folks are very starry-eyed about Meta's AI offerings. Speaking of Facebook, the platform had a big birthday on Sunday, marking 20 years since a 19-year-old Mark Zuckerberg turned the social networking site live at Harvard in 2004. Next up, Spotify renewed its contract with podcaster Joe Rogan in a deal worth an estimated $250 million. However, due to Spotify's new strategy, it will no longer be exclusive to the streaming platform. Moving over to Tesla. Tesla was ordered to pay $1.5 million by a California court to settle accusations that the EV car company mishandled hazardous waste at its service centers and factories. Oof. And finally, in disgusting news, hard seltzer brand Truly is trotting out a limited edition hot wing sauce flavored alcoholic beverage. Now that is one way to ensure people do not drink in excess. I know I will not be having any of it. Truly. All right, our main story today is all about a Cameo clone that instead would give you valuable time with an extremely successful entrepreneur. The company, Intro, is setting some pretty steep prices, though, for these chats. Ben, what's the story with Intro?
My God, I'm going to charge you so much to tell you. Intro is a company that came around in 2021, and we're talking about it now because it is really kind of starting to hit its stride and heading into this new year with a lot of ambitions. It also is charging a lot for its service. Let me tell you what that service is.
Please do.
So let us say we are entrepreneurs who are very interested in gaining advice from titans of industry, the CEOs of Sweetgreen or Tinder, or you name your kind of hot company, and you're probably going to find an executive who is involved in building that up on this platform, Intro, which offers, not surprisingly, given the name of the service, an intro call with these people where you can expect to get about 15 minutes worth of time where you are really shooting your shot on getting advice. So kind of in the same way that like Cameo is set up, where they bring people onto this platform, those people then pick their own prices, and then Intro then takes a cut of every booking. You're going to find people who are ranging from, say, like, I think the CEO of like Savage by Fenty is like $300 for a 15-minute session, but you can talk to someone like, say, Nikita Beer, who's an entrepreneur. That's like going to be a $1,400 15-minute call.
Okay.
If you want to gamble on getting your money's worth in 15 minutes and betting on yourself, this can be a really transformational thing for you. It could also just be a devastating per minute burn.
Yeah, I mean, that's the chance you take, it looks like, because, I mean, this, like Cameo, seems to have quite dynamic pricing for depending on the CEO or entrepreneur that you want to talk with, right? So, I mean, you're really gambling your money if you do get something from this 15-minute coffee chat. I mean, I'm not sure how many CEOs are going to sit down for a 15-minute coffee chat and really, really give you the time and really, really let you pick their brains in the way that you might want to. So this kind of sounds to me like more of a, you prefer this over reaching out over LinkedIn and getting a coffee meeting for free because they're unattainable in that way. So you gotta pay up for their time, I guess. And it's an interesting concept. I think I'm fascinated by it. I won't say it's like a good or bad idea, but it's definitely interesting.
I mean, I do think that you are right on in terms of like the use case where like LinkedIn is not, it's not just like bombing people's messages is not the way.
Yeah.
And I think that essentially, so like Nikita Beer, who we just talked about a second ago, set up an autoresponder on LinkedIn, sending people to intro, and has booked 95 people for these sessions and made like $122K just by doing this. Great. Sounds nice. But I think that it's got to be a really interesting thing in execution where they try to set expectations up front. They'll say your 15-minute session includes, like maybe 3 questions, and you're typically meant to be geared around like tips on how to start a successful company and advice on getting your first 10,000 customers and like growth hacks and things like that. I'm sure realistically, some people are just being like, I have a pitch for you.
Yeah.
Can I like give you my pitch deck? And I don't know what happens in those cases, especially because we have a lot of really high-end experts who are out there, like Alexis Ohanian, and there are just so many people. I'm like scrolling through and I'm like overwhelmed by the amount of experts on this platform. But are you getting your values worth in these conversations? I suppose they have a lot of happy customers so far. So they're trying to get 100K bookings in this year.
Well, and it seems like they're pretty on track for that already. I mean, it's kind of booming right now. And yeah, I really do enjoy the meeting aspect of this person does have to talk to you. It's not necessarily like a Cameo where you send your questions and they send you maybe a video of their responses and such. So that live aspect is fascinating. But yeah,
yes,
to your point earlier, I do imagine that some of them are kind of getting inundated with pitches and business ideas. And so, yeah, it just kind of comes with the territory. Hey, if you want to go make $120,000, you may have to kiss a few frogs, right?
Yeah, I think the old business school adage right there. But yeah, I do think that's exactly it. And clearly it's worth it. There are a lot of experts on this platform. There are a lot of experts who have invested in this platform. And to your point, it's also, whereas Cameo is a one-way communication, Masterclass is another place where you can get access to this special skill set of these people, of experts in your field. That's also one way. This actual face-to-face, one-on-one thing is novel. And it's really interesting to see how it works, see how scalable it is. Does it, I think they have very relatively set like niches right now in terms of like people who are in like home and wellness, and obviously executives, style and beauty, and astrology is actually one as well. So it's interesting to see if they can add more categories down the road in terms of like, can this become a one-stop shop for people of, I want to talk to that person and learn from them in a much more individualized way and then do it. But like, again, clock is taking 15 minutes. It's not a lot of time.
Definitely it is not. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if they reach their 100K by the end of this year. I think they probably will. But yeah, let me know, Ben, if you decide to contact any CEO at some point.
Thank you. And I will note that I said at the top I was going to charge you. This is, yes. We're not even to 15 minutes. So we'll prorate it down to like, I don't know, $400.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Oh, so gracious.
I know. I'm a kind man.
All right, and that'll do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in to the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor today is Ezra Tripiano, and our executive producer is Darren Clarke. We've got a lot more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go get yourself signed up at thehustle.co/email, and we will see you tomorrow. Hey everybody, it's John from the Hustle Daily Show. I've been listening to an awesome podcast recently called Marketing Made Simple. It's hosted by Dr. JJ Peterson, and it's brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, which is the audio destination for business professionals. Marketing Made Simple brings you practical tips to make your marketing easy and, more importantly, make it actually work. I was listening to an episode recently that really stuck with me, and it was called How Real Should You Be at Work? In that episode, Dr. J.J. Peterson and his co-host April Sunshine Hawkins talked with Ashley Menzies Babatunde, who is the creator and host of her own podcast called No Straight Path, and it explores the human stories behind success. But on their podcast, Ashley dove into the importance of embracing humanity in the workplace and acknowledging that setbacks and emotional challenges are a natural part of everybody's daily life. So I found that really, really impactful. You can listen to Marketing Made Simple wherever you get your podcasts.